Segment 3. The economics of your attention. You have been given a finite amount of attention. Not time, attention. Because time without attention is not a resource. It is just duration. What transforms time into progress, into relationship, into learning, into building, is what you direct your attention toward while that time is passing. And in the environment most of us are navigating, attention is under constant assault. The phone demands it. Social media is engineered specifically to capture and hold it, to trigger the neurological responses that keep you engaged far past the point of any real value. The chaos in your immediate environment demands it. The unresolved conversations and unprocessed emotions demand it. The news, the drama, the noise of other people's urgency. All of it is competing for the same finite resource you need to direct toward what you are building. Most people navigate this competition unconsciously. They respond to whatever is loudest. They give their attention to whatever is most immediately stimulating. And at the end of the day, they are genuinely confused about where the time went and why the progress feels so slow. The time did not disappear. The attention was spent on things that produce nothing toward the direction they said they were committed to. Managing your attention is one of the most practical and high leverage disciplines available to you in the rebuilding process, because the quality of your attention directed toward the right things is the engine that drives everything else. The learning only happens when you give your attention to the material long enough to absorb it. The relationship only deepens when you are actually present in it rather than partially somewhere else. The business only develops when you bring sustained focus, attention to the problems it requires you to solve. The clarity only comes when you create enough protected space to think without interruption. All of that requires that you treat your attention the way you treat any scarce and valuable resource, with intention, with protection, with a clear sense of what it is for and what it is not for. This means making active choices about what gets access to you. Not just what you physically do with your time, but what you allow to occupy your mental and emotional bandwidth. The conversations you replay, the grievances you rehearse, the comparisons you make, the content you consume without filtering for what it is actually producing in your thinking and your state. All of that is attention, and all of it either builds or depletes. Here is your action step. For the next 48 hours, track where your attention is actually going, not where you intend it to go, where it actually goes. what you reach for during unstructured moments, what occupies your thinking when you are not actively directing it. At the end of 48 hours, assess honestly. Is the distribution of your attention aligned with your direction? If not, identify one reallocation, one thing that is currently receiving your attention that should not be, and one thing that should be receiving it that is not. Make that trade, because where attention goes, life follows. And where your attention goes, your life follows.